Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, "Where's his tea?" Well, I just had lunch and I'm so teed up. I'm filled and I'm half dozing off, actually. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Vancouver. Flags are got a little bit of a wind under them, floating in the air. Ocean is about 5, 6, 10 minutes walk away. Beautiful day, sunny day, and I'm sure many of you have similar day wherever you are. If not today, other days you've had sunny days, beautiful days, and everything was good out there, and you had no pain, no nothing, and you had fed yourself, and you were safe, yet still may not feel good. And the question is, why wouldn't we feel good if we have no pain in our physical body? If we had enough food, if we have enough money, at least to cover the basics, we are safe, we have shelter, we have a job, and out there is sunny and beautiful. Why then do we not feel full? Just as good as sometimes we do. Why? No physical pain, food is in the tummy, safe, no danger, weather is good. Why? Because we have turned ourselves as what we are is our psyche. We have made our psyche to be the whole of us, which in fact, it is very ridiculous to think that our psyche is the whole of us, because our psyche is really accumulation of lots of things, including all the images that we have created for ourselves. Like in our mind, we have thought of ourselves that I am this, I am that, I'm a teacher, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, not me. I'm a policeman, I'm a lawyer, I'm a realtor, I'm a sportsman, I'm an athlete, I'm a tennis player, soccer player, horseman, I'm a powerlifter. We all have these images in our heads, and we've created all that, which is really part of our whole being and created for what we think of ourselves. And yet we think this fragment of the whole of us actually is represented by our psyche, like meaning our psyche is everything that we are. That's a mistake we make. We think we are what our psyche is. Why, you ask? Well, because a day like this, we have the food in tummy, no pain, we have a job, we have a shelter, no danger, but we still don't feel that great sometimes. Why? Because of some incidents. Maybe somebody mouthed us off, some altercation verbal, or the girlfriend left, or if you're a woman, boyfriend left, or somebody looked at us weird, or we feel we've been disrespected by the way that person talked, was rude, or one incident. We have turned our whole psyche's strength and power represented by one ambush, one negative incident. It's like saying one battle, one incident, one ambush can represent the strength and power and capabilities and training of an army. How can an army's power and expertise and training and capabilities be represented by one ambush, by one incident? So then we say, oh, well, because of that ambush, then the whole army is not strong anymore. So what happened to all the training that the army has and all the things that the army has done in his life? The life itself, the trainings itself. How come we can diminish and summarize the whole power of an entity by one ambush? So how can we be so affected by a relationship breaking up because that's one incident, one ambush, or by some altercation out there that maybe you were outnumbered, you had to back down, or you were surprised, you had to back down, or somebody mounted you off for some reason, you decided that's not the best thing to do, or you were ambushed. One incident, somebody is rude to you in the street, or somebody disrespected you in one way or another, and suddenly that one incident, that ambush, how could it affect you as a whole? That you would be feeling uncomfortable, or not enjoying, or not thinking of yourself as you are, what you are, who you are, what you have trained, what you have accomplished in life, and what you have made out of yourself. How could you let one ambush to describe and represent the whole of you? How could one ambush describe and represent a whole army's capability? It's like saying the Persian army, with that whole humongous and amazing powers and history and training that ruled from most of Asia to part of Europe, and suddenly, because of one ambush at its lowest time, when the kingdom was in shambles and due to many different reasons, and Alexander's army was able to penetrate in one ambush, which was the part of the mountain that the Persians didn't think anybody would dare to come out, and they were not organized that particular time at that particular place, and the Greek army could penetrate. Now, how can we now suddenly say, oh, it was one incident, one ambush? You can't consider that the whole representation of the whole Persian army, Persian Empire. You can't do that. Same thing. You can't say to yourself. It's like what was the Battle of Athene? What battle was it that 300 or whatever 100? I thought 10,000. They call it 300 really, but I think it's all propaganda. I think historians will know that stood in front of one battalion or one large part of the attacking forces of the Persian army, one fragment of the Persian army, and on that battle they couldn't penetrate the Greek. So suddenly we call that what? That was the whole power of Persian army. There are incidents that happen in life, and no one incident can summarize the power and capabilities of one whole army, one whole person. It's like a scientist that makes so many discoveries or so many efforts to discover something, and 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, all his research doesn't get anywhere. So should we say now the scientist is stupid or what? That's a process of how things happen. Sometimes you discover in the first shot, sometimes but as a whole, they figure things out, and they're smart enough, they're powerful enough to be able to figure things out. So one incident cannot represent the whole of you. One battle, one ambush cannot represent the whole Persian army or the Roman army or whatever army was out there. And one incident or one ambush in your life that you had to back down, or you were ambushed, you were outnumbered, or whatever happened, or one insult or one incident or one relationship breaking up cannot represent you, describe you, cannot do justice to who you are, what you've made out of yourself, what you've accomplished, and what your capabilities are either today, in the past, or in the future will be. You cannot define yourself by an incident or two or three or 10 or whatever. It's we're much bigger than what we think we are. The problem is that we think what we are is our psyche. And that's why when the psyche, which is really what you have gathered of yourself, imagined of yourself, with the images that you give to yourself, what you imagine who you are in your own mind, what you build out of yourself in your own mind, which is illusory really, but what you have made out of it, to think that represents the whole of you. Well, that is only a fragment of who you are, because you're made out of the physical being and many other capabilities and many other things that are in your consciousness, and you cannot simply, by one image that you had at that day, a particular day, and it was somehow insulted, and you think, oh, that was whole of me, and that what was insulted therefore insulted the whole of me, therefore I am uncomfortable because my psyche is me. The whole of me is my psyche, which in fact, your whole psyche that you run around to try to protect it, doesn't need protection. We'll get to that. You know, you run around, you create fights, and you try to protect people because they're being insulted, or they've, you know, their psyche, you want to protect them because you think their psyche is a whole of them. So you walk in with your girlfriend, somebody looks at her, and you want to defend her because they looked at her, and looking at her means the image that you had created of you're so high and mighty. Now somebody looked at what belongs to you, what you are affiliated to, or what you're attached to, and that changed the image you had of yourself, and that is now considered as a rudeness or insult to you, which in fact really an image that you have made out of yourself, and you consider that look or that weird look or that whatever look an insult or intrusion to the image that you have made out of yourself. So that means your image is now shattered or changed, altered, and now you go to fight to protect that image, which is all illusory, non-existent. Just create another one in your mind. Just let that image delete and bring another image. You can't stop people looking at your girlfriend, so what? So what? Obviously the guy is in envy that you've got a girlfriend that he's looking at, so it doesn't matter. But what you think is that as simple as that action was, can actually alter or affect your image, which is an illusory thing that you've created from your psyche. And you go out and get in a fight to protect it. Protect what? The images that you make every day, image of teacher, image of student, image of customer when you go to a store, image of storekeeper when somebody comes in to want to buy something from you, image of a patient or image of a doctor. It depends on what you're doing. You have different images that comes to you, and you abandon it as you go on to your next thing to do during the day. And those images are created and deleted in a second. Then why is it that you think somebody looks at you or mouths you off or says something or is rude can actually alter that image that you, on a daily basis, 100 times a day, you delete it and make another image? So that means the image is invincible, because nothing can hurt it, because nothing other than something physical cannot hurt us. And the physical even can be, in most cases, healed and repaired. So really, what is it that you're trying to defend? An illusory thing called image, which in fact the image is made by your psyche to protect you. When you get hurt, what gets hurt? You get hurt? You don't get hurt. Your image that you've created in your mind out of your illusions, in your mind, you create a hurt for it. You actually think that it's been hurt, damaged, because somebody was rude to you, or some situation you had to back down, or some girlfriend left and you have that image now. Nothing has happened to the image, nothing has happened to you, nothing whatsoever. But you created the image, now you create the damage to it in your mind. You create a scratch to it in your mind. But in reality, nothing was there to begin with. Nothing should be there to begin with. Nothing represents you as a whole. That images and those things that you've created in your mind does not represent you as what you have created to represent you. Therefore, it cannot be hurt. The images are supposed to be your shield, not that you shield the image. You create the image to shield yourself from the idiots who are rude out there, the idiots that are disrespectful out there, or don't have manners, or the idiots who look at you weird because they created that image for themselves because they're afraid themselves, and they create this weird image to have weird look for themselves, to create a certain kind of an illusory image for themselves, to feel good about themselves, and suddenly they have to look that way in order so they won't feel hurt by your image, and yet you think they're actually being offensive to you, where they're actually being like that because they're fearful of your image. So images are going at each other, and you guys fall for it. You think it's a reality. It's all in your head. There is no reality to it. Unless something really physical hits you, you don't get really hurt, and then that after a while that pain goes away too. So what is it that you run around and trying to protect? It's all image that you make up, hundreds of them every day. I made some notes here. Let me see if I have anything else to say here. You know what? It's so funny to think that your whole presence, your existence, and your powers are represented by your psyche. It's not. Your psyche is only part of you. And definitely the images that you come up with, they're non-existent, so they can never be hurt. So what is it that you're trying to run around to protect them and get in a fight for them? How many people get in a fight because somebody says, I'm going to, beat you or something? You always get in a fight because of something that you think has affected your image. But you don't get in a fight because something hit you. Somebody punched you, or somebody threw something at you and hit you, and now you're going to go protect your physical body. You always end up trying to have a fight because you think something has attacked your psyche, your image, an illusory things that you constantly running around trying to protect, where in fact the image is a shield between what the shit is out there, and the shitty people and the shitty things and shitty situations, and your whole of you. Your psyche and your image is the shield between the out there and the whole of you. You're not supposed to be running around to protect the shield. The shield is there, you created to protect you. So if somebody is rude to it, well, just delete it and make another, because automatically that happens anyhow, because nothing happens to anything. So nothing has happened to any of your images, any of your psyche, that you think you got to now go fix it, protect it. I got to replenish it. I got to fix it up. Something damaged it. No, nothing. It first of all didn't exist. It was illusory, and what's illusory and doesn't exist cannot be hurt. And what you think is hurt is already created a new one, because you can see nothing has happened to the image that you had made. Still the same image is there. It's only what happened is you in your mind thinking about that illusory image that you made differently now. You think of it as, it has been hurt because my girlfriend left. It has been hurt because somebody was disrespectful. It's been hurt because I was ambushed and I had to back down at some situation in the street or wherever. It's how you think of it. But in reality, nothing happened to you or to the image, because the image is non-existent, so nothing can happen to you. And to you, nobody touched you, nobody dared to hit you. Nations have laws. So it's all about trying to fool you, to make your mind think of something negative about yourself because of something that has no value of physical value or anything that supposedly happened or somebody created that. But you should be smarter than that. They're stupid, they don't know. Whether it's a girlfriend or boyfriend or some altercation out in the street, they don't know, but you know about this. So in reality, you know that nothing can be damaged, nothing can be hurt, nothing has been affected, nothing they could out there do to you. It's only your mind that thinks if something has happened to your image or to your honor or to whatever. It's all illusory. What doesn't exist cannot be hurt. So if your girlfriend leaves, you have created this image that the society has said that if you want to be something, if you want to be of value, you have to have a girlfriend. And now you have a girlfriend, so you see yourself as a person with an image that has a girlfriend. I have an image that I have a girlfriend, so there's a woman that I can hold and feel important because I can have control on, touching her. And that's an image you've made out of yourself, and now you think she's not there. Something has diminished from you. Nothing has diminished from you. You're still the same person, as whole as he was ever, as powerful and capable with all the characteristics as ever. Only an illusion that you had created yourself by an image you had created yourself, which was really not necessary and non-existence, is not there. So what? Go find another girlfriend, create another image. These are all illusory things that you're hung up on. Free yourself from all that bullshit, and then every day that is sunny or not, your psyche is whole, because your psyche is not whole of you. Your psyche is only, your images and the psyche is only a fragment of you, of the whole of you. So don't be taken hostage to that. It's like in the old times when people were worshiping gods. Gods because they would make some piece of stone and they would think of it as their god. They made it in their own basement. They come and worship it now. And they expect it to, because now if somebody insults it or hits it by mistake or it falls and breaks, they go make another one. If somebody insults it, they go to war with it. Oh, you insulted my god. And who is that? Oh, it's a stone that I made in my basement. But I have given it the image of it is what it is because I thought in my mind that it is. Therefore, I now have to go protect this image that I illusory made it. So now the girlfriend has left, but I had made an illusory image of myself that I am what this image that I needed this girl to make that image for myself. Now I am that image, and now she's left. I don't have that image. So I'm not whole. But you make hundreds of those images every day. The same as when the gods would break, you go make another one, put it there, with a little bit different paint. Depending on how your psyche feels, you make your god resemble what your mood and feelings are. So you keep making different gods as they break. Same thing, we make different images every day on different things that we do. Different stores we go, different activities we go, different roles we have in life. So those images are not really what represents us. Those images are just what we use as shield to do what we want to do for that moment. And then a second later, we create another one for what we need it for. Same thing as they used to do to make different gods, and you would break it and make another one. The images that they made, and their psyches, their illusions would create a character for it, an importance for it, an honor for it, and they would go to war for it. All of that for what? For something that really didn't exist. Stones, God? As God? No such thing, yeah? So therefore, the images are nothing for you to go and protect them, to get in a fight with them, to worry about them that has been damaged. The images are something that is supposed to be a shield between the shit is out there and your center. So therefore they create that comfort. And if something is insult or anything thrown out, it hits the image. It never hits you, because you created that image, and that image was interfacing with that incident. And then, but nothing happened to you. So the images are shields, and the image is gone. At that ambush, the image is intact next second later. Just like when a stone is thrown in the water and creates a ripple, it creates splash and then ripples, and then quickly water engulfs it, and the stone goes down in deep, and the water is as soft and smooth and strong and deep and shiny and reflective as ever, again a second later. Same thing with us and our psyche and these images. They never get hurt. You never need to protect them. Never run around for them. They're supposed to shield you, to make life easier for you, to make you feel every day good as you can be, whether it's sunny or not. Now I can have that tea that I said. Hope you have something to ponder on and something to enjoy thinking about. Talk to you soon, and thank you.